So following the last video, in this video I'm going to show you how to visualize the computation results using Paraview. So if your operating system is Linux, sometimes when you download and install OpenFOAM, Paraview sometimes came with the installation of OpenFOAM, so you can activate Paraview by using the command parafoam. But here we can see that the terminal hasn't found this command. That basically means that there is no Paraview installed with our package. So that's because I showed you how to do this whole thing under the Windows operating system. So in that case, we have to download Paraview that's been compiled for Windows specifically. Okay, so now let's click on this link. Right, so here we can see that there are quite a few options for Paraview, and if you click on this box, we can actually see the previous versions as well. So, for example, 5.6. Right, okay, so now let's download the latest one. Make sure Windows has been selected. Let's download this one. Okay, if you click on it, it should start downloading automatically. But because it's not that small and it takes quite a while to download, I've already downloaded it. Okay, now to install Paraview, all you need to do is double click on it and then select yes, next, I agree, next, and then click on install, and then it's a fairly standard installation. Okay, so this might take a few minutes. What I'll do is I'll pause the recording and then come back when it's finished. Okay, so here we can see that Paraview has been installed. Let's click on finish and then click on the Windows logo, and we can see Paraview 5.9 here. Now let's click on it and open it up. Okay, here we are, we're in Paraview. Now let's load the results into Paraview. So to open a file, we just have to click on File and then click on Open. And then you can sort of navigate by clicking on these folders and the path. But because our result at the moment is actually stored under this Linux system, we can't really navigate to this folder, to this Ubuntu folder, by clicking on these folders. What we need to do is to copy this path here and then paste it into this box and then click on navigate. But same as previously, you will have to replace the username in this path with your own Ubuntu username. So remember, it's your Ubuntu username, not your Windows username. So you can find your Ubuntu username here. So mine is LIXR. Okay, let's replace this with LIXR. Now you can see that this button has been activated, whereas when it was username, it was not activated because it wasn't a valid path. Okay, let's click on navigate. Right, so we can see these files and folders which were created under the Linux system. Okay, let's double click on VTK and click on this little triangle here, right, just to open up what's in here. So we can see that there are two VTK files. The first one is for time 0, so that's the startup condition, and what we need is the one that says 523. That's the conversion results we want. So let's click on that and click on OK, and then click on apply. Right, now it's sort of frozen. It's trying to load this data, which is probably quite big. Okay, that's okay. Actually, it wasn't that bad. Okay, now we can see a sort of grey box here, and that's the flume we created. So if you want to visualize velocity, click on V, and then you can visualize the velocities at the 3 directions, but we just use the magnitude for now. And then click use surface here, that's fine. Okay, so now what it's done is to visualize the velocity magnitude on the 6 surfaces of the water flume. Okay, now what we are, for example, if we're interested in the velocity contour along this plane here, along the wake of the turbine, we can use this button here that says clip, and then this red box basically shows you along what plane Paraview is going to cut this box through, and then show the velocity magnitude on that surface. Okay, so we wanted the surface along the wake of the turbine, so we have to change it to Y normal. Okay, I'm happy with that, and then click on apply. So you are cut through this red box. You see, it's got rid of the other half. Right, let's unclick show plane, because otherwise the box will move, which is very annoying, and then turn it around. Right, here we can see the wake of the turbine. Okay, let's move it across a little bit. So this is the results from our simulation. Now we want to compare these results with the results we downloaded from the OneDrive storage space, just to see whether they're sort of similar or exactly the same. Right, now let's open a new window, render view, and then we have to load this, sorry, not that one, these BTK files here. Again, we click on File, Open, and then we have to navigate to this folder, copy and paste, and then click on Navigate. Right here we can see the folders in this folder. Now let's double click on BTK and then click on this little triangle and then load this result file. Click on OK, and then click on Apply. Right, so now the benchmark case has been loaded into Paraview as well, but in a different window. Now again, let's visualize velocity on the surface. Right, again we want to cut through the plane that's along the wake of the turbine. So let's click on Clip and then choose Y normal and then click on Apply. Right, here we are. It's got rid of the other half of the results. Now, for example, if I don't unclick Show Plane, if we move it, that's fine, but I think that would move the plane, so it's a bit annoying. Let's get rid of that. Just look at the results instead. Okay, let's make it a bit smaller. And then do the same thing with this one. Right, so basically what you can see here is the velocity field after the turbine. This one has been created by our simulation, and this one is downloaded from the benchmark folder. Basically, this is just by visual inspection. I can see that these two results are fairly similar to each other. So that basically says that the simulation has worked and the installation was successful as well. So that's a very basic tutorial about how to use Paraview to visualize your results. Here we can see that it's got a lot of other functionalities, which we won't talk about it in this video. If you are interested in using Paraview, there are quite a lot of tutorials you can find on the internet. Okay, so that's everything I wanted to cover in this tutorial. I hope you found that useful.